Okay, we thought we'd show this. It did make a little dimple in here somewhere. Kind of up in here. I used the safety can opener to take this out. That could be used for some little project. Thought I'd do a smoother job than using my can opener on my Leatherman. But here's that lip I mentioned earlier. So the same on the other end. When I cut the other end off, I used a Dremel, my diamond blade. Just thought I'd show that. That's a nice smooth transition. It's got a nice heavy duty ring where it won't squish so bad. Just thought I'd show that. Okay, here's my final idea. 6-inch diameter stovepipe. It's 2 foot tall. I cut out the corrugated part just past. There's a little ridge there. I went to the outside of the little ridge. This is a wall thimble, 3.5 inch. Well, these cans are only, bear with me, about 3¼ inch, about a 1/16 over. I will find something to put around there. I may use some of the epoxy stuff, the knead together stuff also, but it's probably going to burn off. It was hard to get this pipe to go through the cans. Don't ask me why. I had to bend the hole a little bit bigger on it, but that's all going to be filled with, I'm just going to fill this with natural clay oil dry. I should invest in some vermiculite, but we'll show you what this looks like. The other bottom part goes inside, so you have to put something around here to make this tighter. And we're going to probably put some zip screws or rivets, but these go together. I know this is galvanized, but let me get it back in here. I ain't too worried. It's going to be outdoor use. I'm sure after it gets hot enough to fire, now we have to make a thing to hold our pot up on top of here. We wanted this to stick through about a 1/2 inch, so when I measured it, I allowed for that. I got plenty of cans sticking out. I have plenty of that sticking out of there. We're thinking about maybe screwing this on a piece of round plywood because of the outdoor use, so it doesn't rock and fall over. You get a big pan of water or something on there, because it'll be outdoor and they'll be indoor. Outdoor rocket stove, of course. But this is the stock length of pipe, 2 foot. Just cut off that corrugated part. I put the nasty part at the bottom. This is the factory end up here. Said this is 3.5 inch wall thimble. It's called a thimble. Like an old sewing machine, you had that little bobbin thing. That is why it's weird why they call it the thimble. That's just how plumbers and stuff, how they call things. So if you go into a home supply store, you're going to find it. I can't tell you which one I found it by name. I've had it for a while. I was going to use car exhaust pipe in here, but if this idea works out well and the cans burn out, then maybe I'll make a pipe out of car pipe. I did cut this out in my Dremel. It took a long time with my diamond blade. I cut a groove in there for the blade to follow, and I did it at an angle. I did it so when the blade went in, it didn't go like this, it went like this. It kind of went at an angle going around, and I just kept drawing it around and made a groove. So it's pretty close. You can always spray this when you're done, because this piece of pipe's laid around scratch. You can always spray it with some header paint, barbecue paint. I have seen where people use header paint off a car. I think that might be better than that barbecue paint. Name brand of paint. I'm sure this will get warm with what I'm going to use for insulation. But the bottom of your can's about right here. So, like I said, you could put a couple bricks in the bottom to weight the bottom of this. I may find a clay brick or two and put it in the bottom of this thing. just to add some weight. We don't care how heavy it is. So there's plenty of space where the fire is going to be. So even if you fill it full of vermiculited insulation, you're going to be about that full. That's why I made it this tall. I wanted a lot of insulation to keep the bottom from getting hot. I wasn't too worried about the sides. I know it's hot, don't touch it. It's the only problem that we have is filling in that gap. So we will put some tin around there or something to fill this hole in. So we're done. Next video, and maybe a separate video, will show this in use. So thanks for watching this part. I put some tin around there, actually aluminum. Take up the gap in that, and I put some of that epoxy. I already forget the brand. It's the kind you need together like clay. I will be filling the thing up, putting the bottom on last. I have some zit screws in here. 4 of them. Hold that on. If this works good, I'll make another one with heavier duty pipe. That air intake works really good on the stove. I did see a video where you just take a pipe nipple and you can put a little nut on there and put a spring and a bolt. If you look for it, barrel stoves, you'll find it. He just has a little plate made out of stainless steel where it's shaped with a nice little handle on it where you can slide it. It's not too bad out today. It rained last night. It's like about 45 degrees outside. I'm sitting here with it's about 75 degrees, nice and toasty warm. Just thought I'd throw this in there.